Hey, what's up guys? I've been using the DJI Pocket 3 for quite a long time to document my trips or even for professional shoots, and it's never let me down. But the Pocket 4 is already out, and the Pocket 4 Pro with its dual camera lens is dropping very soon. So if you're trying to decide between the Pocket 3 or 4 or wait for the 4 Pro to come out, this is the video you need to watch. So let's get into it. If you're going from the Pocket 3 to the Pocket 4, the changes are mostly about experience and less about image quality. The sensor is basically the same 1 inch, but the dynamic range improved to 14 stops, and it jumped from D-Log-M to full D-Log. D-Log-M was a limited profile with a ceiling on how much you could push in post. I know because I've spent a lot of time fighting it in color grading. Full D-Log is what DJI uses on their higher-end cameras and drones. You get more room for color grading without the image falling apart. If you shoot professionally or care about grading, that upgrade alone is meaningful. The Pocket 4 also records 4K at 240 frames per second for slow motion, and the battery lasts quite long, around 200 minutes. I've had the Pocket 3 die on me mid-shoot, so that's a nice upgrade. And the thing I really like is the internal storage on the Pocket 4 versions. You get 107 gigabytes of storage alongside the MicroSD slot. So next time I forget to bring my SD cards, it won't be a drama. So yeah, even though the sensor hasn't changed from the Pocket 3, the Pocket 4 is a noticeably better camera to use day to day. Now, the Pro version is a completely different story. It hasn't come out yet, but here's a preview of it. It's got a dual camera system, a wide lens and a dedicated telephoto. And that's where the 3x optical zoom comes from, and it can push up to 12 times with the help of digital zoom. Worth knowing, the 3x is clean optical zoom, meaning no quality loss. Once you go beyond that into the digital range, you will start to see some quality drop. So the sweet spot is really that 3x optical, but even that alone is a big deal. For the first time with a pocket camera, you're not forced to shoot wide. You can choose your focal length, wide for a scene or tighter to reach something far. The wide angle should be roughly 24 mm all the way to 70 mm optical zoom, and the camera head on the Pro is physically larger to fit that dual lens system, so it will feel a bit different to hold compared to the slimmer Pocket 3 and 4. Something to keep in mind if you use it handheld for long sessions. The dynamic range is also expected to improve even further on the Pro, and there's live photo support, something we haven't seen in a camera this small before. One thing that doesn't get enough attention in these comparisons is subject tracking. And it's actually one of the most useful features on pocket cameras, especially if you film yourself. The Pocket 3 had ActiveTrack 6, which was already really solid. You could lock onto yourself or a subject and the gimbal would follow smoothly. The Pocket 4 upgraded that to ActiveTrack 7. It locks on faster, holds better when something briefly crosses in front of the subject, and generally feels more reliable in dynamic situations. If you've ever had the Pocket 3 lose tracking at a bad moment, this is the version that addresses it. For the Pocket 4 Pro, we expect the same tracking system to carry over, and there's a chance the dual camera setup could make it even smarter, since it has more visual information to work with. Now let's talk about accessories. For the Pocket 4 standard, most Pocket 3 accessories should carry over, like handles, grips, tripod mounts, or ND filters. DJI Mic 2 and Mic Mini work across all three. The Pocket 4 Pro is different. The camera head is larger for the dual lens system, so lens accessories from the Pocket 3 probably won't fit. You'll likely need new ones for the 4 Pro. If you're on a Pocket 3 with the Creator Combo, the standard Pocket 4 keeps your existing gear working. The Pro will probably mean buying new lens accessories on top. Many of you asked if the Pocket 4 and 4 Pro will be waterproof. The short answer is no. None of the Pocket cameras are waterproof, but I've noticed DJI added an SD card door to prevent dust going in and improve the overall design, so that's something. The Pocket is a precision gimbal with exposed moving parts, which makes sealing it genuinely difficult to engineer. If weather resistance matters for your shoots, I'd recommend a protective case or an action camera like the DJI Action 6 for those situations. That's actually what I do when I'm not sure about the conditions. One important thing if you live in the US, DJI has been added to the US restricted list since last December, which means you won't find the Pocket 4 through DJI's own US store or on Amazon directly. But it is available through some US retailers. I'll leave links below. As of when I published this video, the Pocket 4 Pro hasn't launched yet. Based on what I heard from DJI, it's expected to launch by the end of June, so we're just a few weeks away. It will come to China first, then the rest of the world. I'll keep you updated here on the channel. If you're outside the US, this isn't really an issue. The Pocket 4 is widely available through DJI and major retailers. Let's talk about the price, because this is getting interesting. The Pocket 3 is now much cheaper, around $400 in most places. The Pocket 4 runs around $500 to $550 for the base kit, with the Creator Combo around $700. Based on the leaks, the Pocket 4 Pro is expected around $900, with the full combo potentially over $1,000, and new lens accessories will likely add to that. At $1,000, the Pocket 4 Pro starts competing with mirrorless cameras and high-end smartphones. DJI really needs to deliver on those specs for that price to make sense. Do you think it's worth it? Let me know in the comments. And before we get into who each of these makes sense for, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe if this has been useful so far. Thank you. So which one of these pocket cameras should you finally get? Here's what I think. If you're already on a Pocket 3 and it's working well for you, I wouldn't rush. And here's the thing. The Pocket 3 is now on sale. The image quality is very close to the standard Pocket 4 for casual use, and with the Pro coming in just a few weeks, it makes way more sense to wait and see how it actually performs. The Pocket 4 is better in practical ways, battery life, full D-Log, slow motion and so on, but unless you need it for professional use, I would not bother getting the latest and most expensive version. If you don't have a pocket camera yet, the Pocket 3 at today's price is a really strong buy. 2 years old, still holds up great mature firmware, solid accessories ecosystem, and never been cheaper. And if you've been waiting for a real reason to upgrade, especially if that fixed wide angle has frustrated you, the Pocket 4 Pro is probably worth waiting for. First time the Pocket lineup has actually addressed that limitation. I'm personally excited to test it. I'll be testing the Pocket 4 Pro as soon as it drops, so make sure you're subscribed to stay updated, and I'll see you in the next video.